Sei ufficialmente una discepola della God's Promise. Benvenuta.
Cazzo.
Il cambiamento avverrà attraverso Dio, ma dentro di me.
Me.
Non esiste l'omosessualità, esiste solo la lotta contro il peccato che tutti dobbiamo affrontare.
In your movie, we see that homosexuality is seen almost like a disease. They say it's like an iceberg. It's the peak of a much larger problem. So why do you think that today many people still think the same thing?
Because of the world we live in. I think that people like to label anything that is outside of the norm of what they're accustomed to as wrong or diseased. I think it has to do with education and people's lack of exposure to outside cultures, outside religions, outside worlds. I think bigotry has to do with a lot of factors. But yeah, I think economics has a lot to do with people's prejudices and lack of opportunity.
In the movie, they say that it's almost like cannibalism. It's really, when I saw it, I thought, oh my God. and the fact is that sometimes we still listen that, in Italy is like that. They say that is a disease that you must have went through some traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Why can we accept the fact that being gay is like being tall or short or having blonde hair?
I don't know why we can't accept that being gay is not a sin. I think people have fear of anything that fits outside of the norm. I think it just has to do a lot with fear and with not wanting to offend the powers that be those religious powers or family structures.
It's really amazing the role of music in this movie, because music is something that no matter who you are or where you are can set you free.
Yeah.
So have you used the music in that sense?
For sure. I wanted the music to evoke feelings not only of nostalgia for the 90s, but also of isolation for this girl at this camp. So it was a real dance between sync music, which is music that plays in a scene that is already exists, that you buy, and score, which is music that you add on with a composer, and they designed specifically for that scene. And I usually don't use score. This was my first experience utilizing it as heavily as I did, and I think it makes the film in a lot of moments. It establishes the vibe and the tone, and it's a longing. I think a lot of the music is very lonely and morose, and weirdly enough, that also matches the 90s.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning of the movie, they say that the adults spend their lives trying to undo what they did when they were teenagers.
Yeah.
I want to know if you believe it, if you agree, or maybe if I feel that sometimes when we are 30, 40, we think, oh my God, I haven't done this thing when I was a teenager. So maybe the point of view is in reverse.
So that opening, the sermon says, we want to undo the things we did when we were your age. I heard in a sermon for teens, and I was really blown away by what a crock of shit it was. It just seemed so stupid to me, and that's how it made its way into this script. I think that people control others through fear. Teens, adults, anyone, you control them through fear and desire to assimilate and blend in and be like others, don't question anything. And to tell them that you will regret this for the rest of your life. When you're a kid, you don't have experiences. That's the funny thing that I realized over the course of making this film, that I am pretty much exactly the same person I was at 14, 15, and the only difference is I have the confidence of a woman who's had experience, that I've failed and I've succeeded, and I get to use all those experiences to my benefit. And when you're that age, you're kind of blindly just following what the adults around you tell you. So when someone tells you you're going to regret these choices until the day you die, and I know this from experience, why wouldn't you believe them if they're your pastor or your mentor or your parent? But no, I don't think that's true. And I don't know, personally, I'm very lucky in that I don't regret anything. I did all the things, you know, but also like I've embarrassed myself quite a lot. I always took the risk and it didn't always go well, but I don't regret it.
You said many times during this interview that all comes from fear, and I feel that today fear is a concept not only about gay people but about women, about immigrants, about everything. So how can we fight fear, not being violent as the ones who make us fear?
I think education, I think communication. I think a lot of this is about ignorance. It's hard because everyone's protective of their own rights and feels attacked. I think that's true of the Me Too movement. I think that's true of racism and xenophobia, that people feel like others are trying to infringe on their rights. And if they weren't so insecure about their own rights and felt empowered in themselves, then I don't think they'd feel so much fear. So I think it has a lot to do with basic human rights and people feeling safe in their own lives, therefore not attacking others. But also it involves our leaders being completely different people, and that I don't know how to control. People should vote. I think at the end of the day, people should vote.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Non avete idea di quello che fate. Smettila!